so that by the time we start, we want to find out how relevant this theme is to you. You may include your name in case we need to do a follow-up. Please feel free to do that. But we just want to appreciate the different thoughts coming in. All right, somebody says, no one is left behind. And on that note, no one is left behind. It's 21 minutes past 9. During breaks, and for all the speakers, we will have a timer on the screen so that we are well guided, so that we can achieve as much as we can. So during breaks, once you see the timer, I'd kindly request that you are well paced. But I love that. No one is left behind. Togetherness, no discrimination, bringing everyone on board. Bring all on board. Fairness in awarding positions. All are equally included. Targeting all sectors of the economy. Spirit of unity. Moving together towards a common goal. Love one another. Moving together equitably. It implies growing bigger and better with all the stakeholders. Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down, let's go down. On Menti, let's go down. Are we able to go down on Menti? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So keep posting, and just to let you know, we'll be using the same platform even for your questions and comments during the plenary sessions. But in the meantime, we celebrate all of you for being here. Asanteni sana. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience. Tunawashukuru nyote. Tukiwa hapa tunataka kuwahakikishia ya kwamba usalama wenu umepewa kipaumbele. Pia tunaomba sote tuweze kusaidiana na kutupa maelezo kabambe kabisa. Kwa uhakika ningeomba tumkaribishe Bi Esther. Makofi yake tafadhali. Esther, njoo utuelezee ili sote tuwe na uhakika ya kwamba usalama wetu umepewa kipaumbele. Asante sana. Makofi yake tafadhali anapokuja.
Good morning. Kusco, why are you not happy? Good morning. Okay, thank you so much. I'm Esther Arunga, and not the controversial one. I'm Esther Arunga, Security Supervisor at Sarova White Sands Hotel. I'm here just to give you a security brief so that when you are here, you feel most welcome. And also they will guide you on the smoking zone areas, because you know not everyone is a smoker. The security coverage, the hotel, we have got the contracted guards. They provide security within the designated posts, and also we have got the internal security where I do belong, and it's headed by our Chief Security Officer, Mr. Gordon Odua. We have got the armed officers on the ground. There are two. So please, whenever you do meet them, don't be worried saying that I'm in a hospitality place and why are these officers, the armed officers, are around. It is just for your security. And also we have got the CCTV coverage. Wherever we are, there is a CCTV within the entire hotel. We have got that coverage. So please, just to know that wherever you are walking, the security team are everywhere to monitor and to patrol within the area so that we can maximize the safety of. We have an elaborate alarm system, but currently we are not planning to have any drill. So in case maybe over any alarm, don't panic. We are here to minimize everything and you have a peaceful environment. Doctor on call, we have Dr. Salim, that is 072 412 231. So please, when you are unwell, don't hesitate. Just dial. And also we have got the staff around, so maybe if you feel that one can be contacted, you can just reach out. And also I just want to insist on the emergency exit still. We have got the signages. If you can look back, we have got an exit sign in case of fire, but God forbid, we don't pray for that. The last one about the security, it starts with yourself. Please make sure you know that person who is seated next to you or beside you. Security starts with yourself. Just even shake hands, ask the name. It is important. And remember also to keep your properties, because here we are so many, and how the world is, you cannot trust anyone, okay? So your properties, your valuables you have, please kindly keep with yourself. And majorly in Mombasa, it's very calm. However, the weather is hot, but security-wise, very calm. Maybe you want to head to Mtwapa.
Asanteni sana na naomba tuweze kuketi tafadhali. Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to the 9th annual Sacco Leaders Convention. And this is where we say, you matter. Please turn to the person seated next to you and tell them, you matter. You matter. And turn to the other person and tell them, successful people look like you. Successful people look like you. Absolutely. The new landscape for Saccos is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And at this particular time, very quickly, we're going to recognize the different parties who are here. We're going to start with the participants. Let's have the mentee shot. We did a mentee. If you're able to see the screen. So we asked, just before that, let's go to the back one. The back one. Aha. We asked, which region do you represent? And we can look at this data, because now we must look at data-driven decisions and conversations. And so far here we can see Nairobi. Wakombele, makofi ya Nairobi tafadhali, makofi ya Nairobi. Well done. Na mko wapi Nairobi? Nairobi mko wapi? Makofi yao tafadhali, wamefika at 41, followed by Coast. Coast mko wapi? Coast, makofi yao tafadhali, asante sana. Followed by Rift Valley. Rift Valley mko wapi? Makofi yao tafadhali. Well done, well done, well done. Excellent. Aha. Next is Western region mko wapi? Asante sana, Western region. Makofi yao tafadhali. We celebrate them. And of course, Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya mko wapi? Makofi yao tafadhali. Asante sana. And ladies and gentlemen, let's now also celebrate the sponsors. Let's have the sponsors video. Let's start with my screen. Let's go. Just change it to my screen so that we can see the different sponsors. Makofi to the gold sponsors. Makofi out of Valley. Platinum, Kenya Police DT Sacco, Premier Cooperative Bank of Kenya, and we have also gold, silver, and bronze. And definitely from time to time, we just want to appreciate them by just listening to them. But for now, we'll have one of them speaking on behalf of the sponsors. I'd kindly request the chairman, Platinum Kenya Police DT Sacco. Njoo tafadhali, kutusalimu tu. Makofi yake tafadhali. Bwana Mateko, kutusalimu tu, baadaye tutawasikiliza. Tusalimu tafadhali, tusalimu tafadhali.
The chief guest, all invited guests, all the delegation, good morning. Happy New Year. Can you wave that we are here as delegates of the Sacco movement in this country? On behalf of all the sponsors, I want to say that we are ready to support the movement materially. Hello? You are listening? I'm confirming that we want to support the cooperative movement in this country to play its role in the economic setup of this country. Thank you, and we'll talk later. Asante sana.
Thank you so much. Asante sana. Thank you so much for that commitment, for that support. And definitely we also want to really celebrate our chief guest, Commissioner for Cooperative Development, Bwana David Obonyo. Asante sana kwa kuja hapa. Thank you so much for your support. We celebrate you. Very quickly, as we kick off officially, we also want to appreciate the invited guests. Lakini kwa sababu ya muda, nitawataja tu kwa majina. Cooperative University, Professor Kamau Ngamau, uko wapi? Makofi tafadhali. Hapa naambia tu useme jambo. Tukuone alafu useme jambo. Makofi yake tafadhali. Asante sana. Tuko na CIC Richard Nyakenogo. Uko wapi? Makofi yake tafadhali. Asante sana. KETSA Chairman Robert Njue. Uko wapi? Asante sana. Thank you so much. And he spoke to us this morning. Asante sana. Woku Country Director Alfred Aurora. Makofi yake. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate. Kusco Executive Director. Asante sana. Bwana George Ombado. In fact, later on he'll be speaking to us, so you don't want to miss that as well. ICA Regional Director Dr. Sifa Chiyoge. Makofi yake. Tulikuwa naye mwaka uliopita pia, shukran. Thank you so much for coming. CAK Executive Director Daniel Marube. Naye pia atatuzungumzia. Well done. Thank you so much for the work that you do. NACHU Chairman Francis Kamande. Makofi yake tafadhali. Well done. Thank you so much indeed. And we have guests from counties, cooperative directors. Hawa tunaomba msimame tafadhali, tuwatambue pia. Cooperative directors from counties. Makofi yao tafadhali. Well done. Well done. Tunaingia chief officers. Chief officers mko wapi? Chief officers, asante sana. We celebrate you. Thank you so much. CECs. CECs wa counties mko wapi? Pale, asante sana. Tunasema asante kwa vile mmeweza kupata nafasi ya kujiunga nasi. Other dignitaries. Kuna wale ambao wametoka nchi tofauti wako hapa. Haya, tuwapigie makofi wale wote ambao wamekuja, ambao hatutaweza kuwataja kwa jina, lakini tuna SASRA chairman na board members. Makofi yake tafadhali, Mheshimiwa Ranguma. Thank you so much indeed. Bwana CEO Peter Njoguna, asante sana. Kusco delegates, makofi yao tafadhali. All the delegates, thank you so much. And directors from all the NACOs, asante sana. Makofi to all of you. You made it possible for us to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to start. Eyes on the screen. Let's have now the full screen. Those are the sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, volume a bit, please. We now want to kick off with the introductions as well.
He is a seasoned professional with expertise in corporate governance, customer orientation and strategic management, and a passion for financial inclusion. He is a goal-driven and visionary executive with over 14 years of exemplary leadership in the cooperative sector. Please welcome Kusco Limited Acting Managing Director Arnold Munene Njeru.
Makofi yake tafadhali. Welcome. We celebrate you for your leadership. Karibu sana.
Bwana asifiwe. Good morning. Habari zenyu? Hamjambo? Shikamo? Is there anything else? Asante sana. Our chief guest for today, our Commissioner for Cooperative Development, Mr. David Obonyo. The guests who are here with us, we have the county directors for cooperatives, we have directors for cooperatives, we have the CEO or executive directors, CAK, Mr. Marube, Cooperative University VC, Professor Kamau Ngamau, our brothers from CIC, Bwana Richard Nyakenogo, KETSA Chairman, Mr. Robert Njoe, Woku County Director, Alfred Aurora, Kusco Executive Director, my brother George Ombado, ICA Regional Director, Dr. Sifa, NACHU Chairman Ndugu Kamande, County Director of Cooperatives Nairobi, nimemwona pale, Madam Maremo, Bwana Nyoro, my brother from Cooperative Bank, Vincent Marangu. Sasa nyinyi nyote, na there is Sasra CEO, Director Sasra, Chairman of Sasra, Mr. Raguma, Kusco directors who are here, and all protocols observed. Good morning once again. Allow me to start by saying that I know most of you know me. I have worked in this sector for over 17 years. I started, let me just start the journey at Kusco. I joined Kusco in 2007 as a marketing executive. I was in charge of a region called Western. So in Nairobi, we had Northern, Eastern, Western, and Central. So Central was town, which is CBD. So where I was posted was Western, where I dealt with Hurlingham, nice places, Hurlingham, Westlands, and other places. So after many years, I worked as a marketing executive. I was given an opportunity to serve at then called Risk Management Services as a marketing officer as well. And just before that, I think it's good for us to mention that at some point I also worked with the Cooperative Insurance Company, where I was also in marketing as well. Then many years fast forward, I worked at the risk management, then I became a regional manager for some years, then senior regional manager Nairobi, which I've worked for over 13, actually it's 10 years. Why I'm saying this is for you just to relate that the gentleman that you're seeing here is a gentleman that has served you. I have dedicated myself to give you the best that we can give, humanly possible, because in our DNA, there is nothing that hits in our body, because our DNA is C and C for cooperatives. So allow me today to take you through the speech. I took time to go through it and just reflect on what we are as a sector. I am delighted to welcome you all to the 9th Sacco Leaders Convention taking place in this great county of Mombasa. This forum, now established as one of the most anticipated events in the cooperative movement's calendar, allows us to celebrate our achievements and align on our strategic direction. I feel indebted to you as the industry leaders that you answered our clarion call, representing the 14 million Kenyans in the cooperative movement in this forum. I would like to take this opportunity to commend you for your contribution you're making to the movement and the country at large. On behalf of my chairman, Mr. David Langat, and the board of directors and management, I say asanteni sana na karibuni. So fellow cooperators, our gathering here today is not so much a meeting, but an occasion to pause and look back at this over 50-year journey, and a moment to look ahead at the mountains we must still climb. The history of cooperative development in Kenya since the first cooperative society was registered in 1908 has been characterized by robust growth, especially in the number of cooperatives institutions registered. The typology of cooperatives the topologies of cooperatives and the membership size, making it a leader in Africa. Kenya's Sacco movement is rated first in Africa, with over 24,000 registered cooperative societies commanding a membership of 14 million. We are also employing 500,000 Kenyans directly and another 1.5 million indirectly. According to 2022 SASRA annual report, cooperatives in Kenya have mobilized savings and deposits of over 759 billion, with an asset base of over 1 trillion and a loan portfolio exceeding 700 billion as at December 2022. The cooperative sector is also instrumental in achieving the Kenya's Vision 2030 and President Ruto's bottoms-up economic model. On the other hand, the Sacco subsector in Kenya has been critical in the realization of financial inclusion. It plays an important role in mobilization of savings for investments. So Kenya Saccos movement also occupies an enviable 7th position in the world owing to these outstanding factors, among others, our unified drive towards continuous improvement, sound leadership, and total commitment from the members. In cooperative discussions today, in any cooperative discussions today, one cannot speak about the impactful of organization without mentioning Kusco. I want you to allow me for some few seconds, for those who are old enough to relate, I want to take you through a journey. I know most of us in this room will relate to this journey. I appreciate that will appreciate how the union has grown. So the baby boomers will relate, Generation X will also relate, the millennials will relate this. I have a problem with Generation Z and Generation Alpha. You'll forgive us for today, but tukienda pale kwa break, we shall explain further. Allow me to take you this memory lane. Kusco, the brainchild born in 1973, the same year when bell bottoms were all rage, and those people those days knew that disco fever was spreading faster than avocado toast. It is as if Kusco decided to join the global party of funky fashions and groovy tunes. In other words, as we would often inscribe in the walls of dormitories and bathrooms, was here. In 1974, while the world was still recovering from the disco-induced injuries, Kusco, as the financial maestro in Kenya, waving its educational wand like a disco ball on a Saturday night fever. And as bell bottoms swilled and the people are perfecting their hustle moves, Kusco stepped up his game, saying, "Move aside. We are bringing financial education to the dance floor." It's as if they decided to teach financial wisdom amidst the chaos of platform shoes and polyester shoes. Oh, so as the earth was grooving to the tunes of ABBA and the Village, Kusco was dropping financial knowledge, bombs like a disco diva dropping the mic. Who knew that while the world was busy boogieing down, Kenya was getting a crash course? Kenya was getting a crash course in financial survey. The results of this are now there for all of us to see. Meanwhile, in 1988, the Berlin Wall was crumbling, symbolizing the dismantling of barriers. Kusco's independence echoed that sentiment, saying, "Financial walls are coming down. We are in charge now." Kusco effectively gained independence with a government directive restoring control to its member through elected directors. That time, in 1988, Kusco was still there. On this trip of ours is also almost coming to an end. So in 2018, a year in which France surprised many by winning the World Cup, and Eliud Kipchoge set his first world record in the marathon, Kusco was also on top of its game, receiving its ISO 9001 2015 certification. This was a validation of the union's effort to uphold the highest standards in delivering world-class services to its member. Once again, at that point, Kusco was there. Finally, 2023 came when the three milestones coincided. First, Kenya commemorated her Diamond Jubilee, marking 60 years since attaining independence in 1963. Secondly, Kusco celebrated its Golden Jubilee toast to 50 years of representing the country's saccos. The icing on the cake was one of our most savour of the movement as the members' deposits hit 1 trillion mark for the first time. Through all this, Kusco was, Kusco is, and Kusco will always be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I assure you that Kusco will stand here 50 years from now, taking the cooperative movement to new heights. Let me take this opportunity to express my gratitude and to celebrate these fantastic 50 years gone, because now as we turn eagerly to the years lie ahead, we want to build a brand where the generations to come will enjoy the fruits. Come 2073, for all of us who are going to be there, we shall be celebrating 100 years. Kusco will have enjoyed enormous success because of keeping its steadfast commitment to represent its members' best interest. Those who will be there to experience this privilege as we celebrate the centenary year will appreciate the efforts, the resilience, and the work that we have put in today. Ideas change, time change, but motions that have withstood the test of time will remain. In pursuit to a continuous service of advocating for well-being of our sector, we continue to lobby for policies and regulations that support the growth and sustainability of saccos. Particularly, we are keen on partnering with the government for the resolutions of the following key issues. One, the Cooperative Bill 2023, and currently waiting completion of parliamentary and Senate process. Two, proposed legal amendments to the Sacco Societies Act number 14 of 2018, allowing for the operationalization of the Deposit Guarantee Fund for the Sacco societies in Kenya, approved by the Cabinet and provided for in the Financial Act 2023. Number three, Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority, UFA 2011, to be reviewed to provide an option for a claimant to nominate a beneficiary for their assets or to a cause of their choice. And finally, delayed on non-remittance of saccos due where the county governments, universities, and other government agencies owe saccos over 3.5 billion. We are in talks with various institutions to resolve the issues. Dear delegates, we acknowledge as a union that we've had a bit of delay in reimbursement of our funds, occasioned by, among other factors, panic withdrawals experienced in the past 4 months, that is in October 2023 to January 2024. I want to assure that we are working on the clock to address this delay in the shortest time possible. We also approached for regulations and licensing of our operations regarding our Central Finance Fund, which should allow us to restore normalcy the soonest possible. The union is eternally grateful for the good will and the confidence that you have bestowed on us as our member saccos. The new leadership led by our able chairman, Mr. David Langat, is charged and committed to serve you. The team is ready to sit down, listen, understand your needs. The team is ready to sit down, listen, understand the needs that you have so that we are able to get a stronger cooperative sector and a stronger union. Let us be encouraged by Nelson Mandela's quote, that which reminds us that hope is a powerful weapon, even all else is lost. Fellow cooperators, we are all gathered here to look into the future with our theme dubbed Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. As Sacco members, we continue to grow, so does the diversity of our people. It is important to note that we have already made notable strides in achieving the gender parity at certain levels. For instance, according to 2022 Sacco Supervision Report, women accounted to 50% of Sacco's employees. Indeed, in spaces such as farming cooperatives, women often outnumber men as far as Sacco membership is concerned. However, as a sector, we acknowledge the progress in ensuring parity at the senior level has been slower. Across the Sacco subsector, only 24% of board members are women, an imbalance we would like to address in the shortest time possible. So today, I challenge all of us to use the next 4 days to chart a way forward for a movement, one in which women and other perennially underrepresented groups like the youth have a seat at the decision-making table. Progressively, I believe our movement will be an inclusive space for all of us, with greater ownership of our success in true cooperative spirit. I urge you all to defend the union today to secure the future of our sector tomorrow. Together, we have already achieved so much, yet I know even greater days lie ahead, provided that we remain united in vision and will to succeed. Let us walk hand in hand in this journey, and within no time, we shall see another 1 trillion shillings in deposits in our regime. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, let me thank you once again for the attention and participation. Your invaluable support and commitment to Kusco does not go unrecognized. I especially thank our stakeholders, partners, and sponsors for their collaboration and partnership that has made this convention a success. Kabla nimalize kwa heshima na taathima, ningetaka kusema maneno mawili. That as a union, we value our members. We want to stand with a clarion call that this movement that controls over 14 million of members, as a union, we are set and ready to support you in our financial services, in our main advocacy and spokesmanship services, and in our capacity building, where we have trained our saccos, all corners, meaning the staff, the board, so that we, as a Sacco sector, also live up to the cooperative principles of education to our members. As I've said, you had my journey. My journey is not to sit in the office. My journey is to come down to you. We shall come to your boardrooms. We shall come and dialogue with you. We shall come and listen to your needs, so that whatever we do is inspired by the needs and the gaps that we have in the sector. Now, Kusco is coming down to you. We are extending our hand of friendship, that today, were it not for you, we will not be here. And if you have seen in the last few days, our chief guest, that we, together with the board, we have visited all our stakeholders. And our message is one, that But we cannot walk alone. We have to walk together, and we will walk even longer, not even faster, isn't it? So tumesema leo tutashikana sisi wote kama sector. We shall move hand in hand, and I want to say, without even minting my word, that in the next 10 years, we shall be talking about trillions and trillions of shillings. And because we believe that a shilling, and I want us to believe today, that a shilling in a Sacco is as safe as a shilling in the bank. Our DNA, our blood group is cooperatives and Saccos. Mungu awabariki, Mungu awalinde, asanteni sana, and thank you very much.
Now, Bwana MD, thank you so much indeed. But kindly request that you also introduce your team, please.
He is a seasoned professional with
Thank you very much. Before I sit, please could we have the management team just come forward for a very quick introduction. Sorry for that. I know we have some of us who have some engagements out there. Please, the ones who are in the room, please just come forward. Kwa sababu tumepatiana oath ya kusema sisi we belong to our members, I would want you to introduce yourselves and tell us which departments you handle. So, Chief, you please kindly come this side.
Asante sana, I'm not chief, but I'm the chief operating officer at Kusco, Mr. James Olekiti. Karibuni sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah Methu, currently acting as the Central Finance Manager. Karibuni sana.
Good morning, leaders. I'm Patricia Matthew, the Business Development Manager. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Asante.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Julius Odera is my name. I'm the CEO of Kusco Housing Cooperative. Asanteni sana.
Good morning, members. God is good and all the times. Thank you so much for honoring us today. My name is Rose Ngaroya. I'm the marketing manager. Asanteni sana.
Good morning, leaders. My name is Elijah Mulwa. I'm manager in charge of education and training. Thank you.
Good morning, our guests. My name is Paul Wanjala. I've come in as the advocacy manager. Should I say come in, or I've come back as the advocacy manager? Thank you.
Good morning, leaders. My name is Scholastica Kailanya, acting internal audit manager.
Amjambo viongozi. My name is Linda Karimi. I'm in corporate affairs. Karibuni.
Thank you very much. That is it. Asanteni, and God bless you all.
Asante sana. Makofi tafadhali to the acting managing director. Thank you so much. Kusco is and will always be standing here 50 years from now. Ladies and gentlemen, up next.
He is a career educationist with over 35 years of experience, 24 of which he served as a head teacher. He has also worked as a director of the Kenya Union of Saccos and Cooperatives, Kusco, a role he has played since 2011. Please welcome Kusco Limited Coast Regional Chairman Alfred Mlolwa.
Yake tafadhali, karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Good morning, leaders. As you have heard, my names are Alfred Mlolwa, currently the chair of Kwetu with a Q, and chair and director of Coast and Northeastern. Our chief guest is none other than our Commissioner for Cooperatives, our national chairman, Mr. Langat, other board members, other delegates, the cooperative leaders who are seated here today. Indeed, I am privileged and humbled to stand before you and to welcome you to this convention. Coast and Northeastern is known for its hospitality. Wale watu wa Coast, hebu wale wako hapa kati yetu, hebu nyosheni mkono tafadhali, from Coast, because you have a responsibility. Asanteni sana. Why am I singling them out? It is because today we have visitors across the country, from Western, Nyanza, Central, Rift Valley, Nairobi. We are here and we are the host. And I'm standing here on behalf of the hosts so that we welcome our brothers and sisters and leaders in the sector. It is good to be here. Nataka usalimie ule mtu ambaye ameketi next to you. Mwambie karibu Pwani. Na pia ujue kwamba Pwani ni Kenya. Na mimi najua, as I always say, hakuna mtu ametafuta passport. Either you have come by air, or you have come by SGR, or you have come by whichever means. I know you just came with your ID as required by the law. Secondly, we want to thank the Almighty for giving us this chance. We can never take it for granted. I was reflecting this morning. I'm imagining somebody from all the way from Eldoret, all the way from Kisumu, all the way from all these areas. They traveled safely. They contributed to come to this convention. And God has been faithful, extremely faithful, to allow that one to happen. How many people as we speak, how many people as we are seated here are suffering in one way or the other? But for us, the grace is sufficient. We are here, we will participate, we'll give our input so that this sector, and I want to say must grow. Must, we are using the word must grow. Why are we why are we using the word must? Because we don't have an alternative. We don't have an alternative. So the wisdom which is here, the people who are seated here, the leaders who are seated here, the experts who are seated here. From the regulatory point of view, I can see the chairman of SASRA, the CEO, all sectoral leaders from the university, a cooperative university of Kenya, the CAK leadership, Sacco sector leadership, either it is in the housing, either it is in the insurance, either in the financial, like the cooperative bank. All of us are seated here. There is no animal in the house against the sector which will prevail. We are determined, we are able, we have the will, we have the wisdom, We have the expertise and the energy given for free from our Father who is in heaven. So I want to request most humbly those of us who are coming from this region to take care of our brothers and sisters. Show them the best places we have in this region. We have one of the best beaches. I know the program which has been provided has some element of some free time. Enjoy yourself, but take care. Karibuni sana Pwani.
Thank you so much indeed. Asante sana. And we've been given a very clear statement there. No options. This sector must grow. We don't have an alternative. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, and as we prepare for the next, let's kindly celebrate the premier sponsors, Cooperative Bank, and we have Director Cooperatives, Bwana Vincent Marangu. Bwana Vincent Marangu kwapi? Makofi yake tafadhali. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, up next.
He is an innovative, highly respected leader in the cooperative movement in Kenya. With a deep commitment to cooperative principles and values, he has played a pivotal role in advancing the interests of saccos and their members. Please welcome Kusco Limited National Chairman David Langat.
Makofi tafadhali. Karibu bwana chairman.
Morning, leaders. Okay, let me take this opportunity to welcome all our leaders to this conference meeting. Before I make my speech, let me welcome our board of directors for introduction. Welcome. Mlolwa, you are part of the directors. My name is David Langat, Kusco National Chairman from Rift Valley in Marisha Sacco. Welcome.
Hamjambo nyote. My name is David Moya, Kusco Director from Western Kenya, Treasurer, Investor and Growth Sacco. On the board of Kusco, I'm the National Vice Chair. Karibuni.
Good morning, readers. God is good and all the time. Good, thank you. My name is Peter Manga. I'm Kusco Director representing Eastern Region. I'm also the chairman of Neno Sacco from Embu County. Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Good morning, leaders. Good morning. My name is John Sigei. I'm the chairman of Maktaba Sacco, also chairman Nairobi Region, Kusco. Karibuni to this convention.
Good morning, leaders. My name's Wilfred Aima, Director representing Nairobi Private Sector. Welcome.
Good morning, cooperators. I'm Hesbon Malova from Western, Chairman Butali Sacco. Asante.
Fellow leaders, God is good. And all the time. My name is George Magutu, immediate former national chairman. I'm calling you all to give the new team your support. Thank you very much.
Good morning, leaders. My name is Andrew Okwach, board member of Kusco and chair of board audit of Kusco from Nairobi region. I'm a director from Nairobi region. My primary Sacco is Ukulima Sacco. That's where I'm the vice chair. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Muigai John from Cosmopolitan Sacco, Naikuru City, director representing Rift Valley region. Karibuni sana.
All protocols observed. Good morning. Good morning again. I'm Anna Mutinda. I represent the Commissioner for Corporate Development in the Kusco board. Karibuni sana.
Good morning, cooperators. My name is Taratisho Itoro from Solution Sacco Vice Chairman, Director representing Eastern Region in the Kusco.
Good morning, cooperators. My name is Bernard Gujiri, Director Nairobi Region. My primary Sacco is Lompasago Sacco in Nairobi. Karibuni.
Thank you. Jambo tena. Nafikiri nilikuwa nimeshajijulisha kwenu. Asanteni sana. Karibuni.
Thank you, Board of Directors. I think in our midst we also have our delegates. Can you stand up and wave? Delegate Kusco. Wherever you are. Yes. Thank you for attending. Thank you. Have a seat. So before I make my speech, I want to invite our regulator. He's still busy consulting. Yeah, I want to welcome our regulator, Honorable Raguma, to make his speech here. Yeah.
He served as an accountant for close to 30 years and later on worked with BDO International and then as a commissioner at the Kenya Revenue Authority. He later became the first governor of Kisumu County. Please welcome Sacco Society's Regulatory Authority SASRA Chairman Jack Ranguma.
Asanteni. The chief guest for today, the Commissioner of Cooperatives representing the Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives and MSMEs Development, Sacco leaders present here. I want to ride on the protocols that have been established for us to move a little faster, if you allow me. Chief guest, sir, it is my pleasure and privilege to be part of the delegation attending the 9th Annual Sacco Leaders Convention organized by Kusco Limited. I just want to add that I was last here in February 2023. And I thank you for inviting me again. Since then, I've learned a few more things around Saccos and the industry in general. And I want to tell you that since I was last here, I have gone through a process of transformation. But even though there are still things that still concern me as a chairman, as an individual working in this space. If I were to ask you what is the actual capitalization of the Sacco sector or the Sacco industry in Kenya, I don't know who would give me an answer, because it is a hard question. Because there are many of us out there that are doing their own things as well. The last time I was speaking to some saccos in Nyanza, I was saying that the Sacco sector is worth 1.5 trillion. Our records at Sasra indicate that we are about 1 trillion or 980 billion. As an accountant, you know, we believe in reconciling figures. Where is the balance? That you need to ask yourself. And you need to ask yourself what that means for the role that we expect you to play going forward. Number two, banks are happy to display that they are regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya. What does that mean for business? What does it mean for your own growth and deposits? I have gone around Sacco offices. They don't say anything about Sasra. It's like they are working at cross purposes. And we want us to work differently. And I'm glad that the CEO alluded to that as a point that for us to look into the future. When we say that a shilling in a Sacco is the same as a shilling in a bank, is it? I want you to answer. Is it? I know you don't want to answer me, but I have the answer. We know for a fact that there are bad apples out there. And your success as a Sacco sector will be when those bad apples are not there. You have a responsibility, just like I have, or just like we have at Sasra, to ensure that there are no bad apples for that shilling in a Sacco to be the same as a shilling in a bank. There will be a role for you to play, and that these questions, we must answer them together. It's not for me alone, or it's not for you alone. It is important that as a sector or as an industry, we self-regulate to ensure that we are moving in the same direction. We must ensure that there is a partnership, and I'm glad the CEO of Kusco alluded to a partnership concept that we must work on as we move. We must create tools that will anchor our growth and stability. Peter Njuguna here needs tools to help you sell your products, to help you to grow, to help you to be stable. I want those who are comments on the side, you know, when you allow a politician to speak from the side, they will take a lot of time. This annual event marks yet another activity for Kusco Limited that across its members, a platform to discuss and resolve issues affecting the sector to enhance growth and sustainability. Above all, the convention provides an opportunity for Sacco leaders to tap from key experts and thematic areas and to network and share notes among them. Bwana Chief Guest, sir, Kusco and Sasra share a common interest of ensuring that Saccos grow in a safe and a sound manner. While the authority achieves this by implementing the regulatory framework, Kusco Limited does so by offering advocacy services augmented by value addition products and services. For this, I want to confirm that Kusco has its best ally or partner in SASRA, and we are prepared to work as a team. Delegates present here, Kusco and SASRA have been working together since operation of the Sacco Societies Act. It is this collaborative effort that has realized 176 Saccos being licensed and supervised to conduct deposit-taking Sacco business. And in addition, we have another 183 Saccos now authorized to take with non-withdrawable deposits. We work as a team, but we can still do better. Consequently, these Saccos have exhibited growth in all financial parameters. For instance, at the end of transition period in 2013, total assets which were meager at 257 billion and now stands at 981 billion as of December 2023. The members' deposits, which currently stand at 678 billion, was 183 billion. On the other hand, loans to members was Kenya shillings 195 billion. This has now reached 759 with 6.5 million members. We have grown, but there's still room for growth. There's still tremendous room for growth, especially if you answer the questions I raised with you. From this growth, our focus should be on how to sustain and deepen this collaboration so as to separate the Sacco industry from transition to maturity stage of development. The maturity or interdependent stage calls for greater and strategic cooperation, not only amongst the Saccos, but also between industry and the regulator. See your regulator as your friend, not as your enemy. In fact, when I first joined SASRA, I entered a lift with some people who didn't know me. And then Mr. Njuguna also entered, and he left before we were still riding with these people. Then they started saying, you see that man there? That's a very powerful man, he can bring you down. Mr. Njuguna is not there to bring you down, he's there to help you, to prop you, to grow. Yeah? That's a misconception. That I must inform, it is a misconception. He is here to help you to grow, to help you to build. Yeah? That I think is key. These Saccos are major players in the financial inclusion space. For Kenyans who are in the bottom of our economic pyramid, as they offer affordable, diverse financial products and services within the corporate principle of equity. This Ladies and gentlemen, SASRA assures members of the safety of their funds and encourage them to patronize the Saccos as their trusted financial partner. We must move step by step. Shilling in that Sacco is equal in value as a shilling in a bank. And we want to trust that you will work with us as we move together to achieve it, to support all Saccos in this country. We continue to implement Sacco-specific law to enhance development of the industry on a path that recognizes their unique business aspects as a provider of financial services to members and Kenyans in general. Though rated #1 in Africa, we require more collaboration and effort to sustain such achievements. For this reason, SASRA and Kusco have no choice but to continue working together to support this industry. I see a lot of collaborative opportunities between the two institutions that include capacity building, policy proposal initiatives, identification of legal gaps, and design of common strategy to address challenges that saccos are experiencing. When Chief Guest, we have no doubt that we shall succeed with your goodwill and support. SASRA appreciates your commitment to transform the industry, and it has been clearly seen in the past 1 year that this administration has been in office. We want to assure you of our vigorous support to realize the vision for the industry and that of Kenya Kwanza government. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by urging the leadership of saccos who are attending this convention and the entire movement to uphold high integrity as they handle members' resources. That is a condition sine qua. That is a condition we must agree on, and that is a condition that must prevail for us to be in a position to protect members' funds. I want to wish you fruitful deliberations in the 9th Annual Sacco Leadership Conference, and God bless you. Asanteni sana na Mungu akubariki.
Thank you, Sastra Chairman, for your speech, and we are ready as Kusco to work with Sastra. Our chief guest, David Obonyo, Commissioner of Cooperative Development, owned County Executive Committee members present, County Chiefs Officers present, County Directors for Cooperative present, owned Choka Ranguma, Chairman Sasra, Robert Nchue, Chairman Ketsa, Francis Kamande, National Chairman Nachu, Daniel Maruve, Executive Director, Cooperative Alliance of Kenya, Peter Njuguna, CEO Sasra, Kusco Directors, George Obado, Executive Director, African Confederation Cooperative Savings and Credit Association, that is ACOSCA, Professor Kamau, Vice Chancellor, the Cooperative University of Kenya, Dr. Sifa, Regional Director, International Cooperative Alliance, ICA Africa, Anon Monene, Acting Managing Director, Kusco, Sacco leaders, invited guests, distinguished delegates, sponsor and exhibitors, Kusco staff, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today, it brings me great joy to be among friends of the cooperatives movement, the Sacco Leaders Convention now in its 9th year, cross Pika every year with over 1,000 leaders expected to attend. Just as county saccos, sector continue going from strength to strength. In this forum, we represent the biggest Sacco movement in the continent and the 7th biggest in the world. And that alone is cause for a celebration further in 2020. The World Council of Credit Union WOCU also awarded Kenya for the fastest growing Sacco sector in the world. The growth of Saccos ensure that no one is left behind, in line with the theme of this year's convention: diversity, equity, and inclusion, the new landscape for Saccos. In keeping with the growth in our sector, the Kenya Union of Savings and Credit Cooperatives, Kusco, is also unfolding under a new leadership structure. it would remiss of me not to thank the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Cooperatives and SME Development, Honorable Simeon Chalugui, the Principal Secretary, State of Department of Cooperative, Mr. Patrick Lemi, and the Commissioner for Cooperative, Mr. David Oponyo, the Kusco Board, our esteemed union members, and other members of the Sacco fraternity, for the faith they have bestowed upon myself, our national's chairperson, Mr. David Moya, and our acting MT Director, Mr. Arnold Munene, to carry the union forward. Between the three of us, we bring decades of experience serving in various capacities within the cooperative movement and an immense passion to see the sector thrive. I assure our members that we are committed to seeing the union get back on sure footing, which we shall achieve by upholding the principles of transparency, accountability, and responsible cooperative governance. The board takes its custodian role as we will adopt a value-driven, customer-centric approach in the execution of the mandate. Dear leaders, one of the core principles of the cooperative spirit is cooperative among cooperatives. This means that as the very heart of our DNA should be the value of unity and collaboration. Let us pull together and support the union and its new leadership. Now more than ever before, as our strongest union will benefit us all. With your collective goodwill and endeavors, collaboration with the policy makers and regulators who stand among with us today, the cooperative movement will continue cementing its place as one of its foundational pillars of this country's economy. The growth that our movement has experienced in the recent history has primarily been fueled by the spirit of inclusion. In this spirit, assumed in the principles of open and voluntary membership and democracy that has allowed us to reach Kenyans from all walks of life, increasing our membership and asset base. This increased representation of all Kenya, regardless of their gender, religion, political relation, or any other socio-economic factors, as is how we define our strength today. For instance, between 2019 and 2022, the percentage of saccos members who are women grew from 40% to 50%. This positive progression is being felt across multiple sectors of the society and the global economy. And I'm happy to know that our movement is not left behind. As more and more underrepresented sectors of society join our movement, it is now upon us to ensure that this change is also reflected across all levels of our cooperatives, starting from the very top. In this forum today are the people that have been tasked with the duty of shaping the future of our movement. We owe to our members to deliver future where everyone truly feels represented at the decision-making table, where we all feel that our diverse cultural perspectives and background are not only welcome but encouraged. Leaders, in the coming 3 days, we shall have further deliberation around the importance of embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion in our operation, as well as how these would look like in practice. Some of the topics that we shall explore included board oversight of diversity, equity, and inclusion, climate financing, navigating data privacy and protection, among the others. Let us take this as an opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate the diversity of our members and chart a way forward. But accommodations this progress at all levels, from your leadership to our support staff. As we forward, it is my hope that inclusion and representation will be two words that define 2024 for the cooperatives movement. It might not happen tomorrow or next week, but my challenge to you is that when historians look back and see movement that truly reflects the diverse nature of the membership, let it be said that this evolution started here at the 9 Sacco Leaders Confession. As I conclude, let me thank and appreciate all sponsors, exhibition, and participants. Your presence has made this movement, this confession, a success. With these remarks, allow me to invite the Commissioner for Cooperative Development, State Department for Cooperative, Mr. David Obonyo, to address the members. Thank you.
He has served for over 28 years in the Civil Service Cooperative Administration, rising through the ranks from District Cooperative Officer in various parts of the country to Provincial Cooperative Officer in Eastern Province, where he oversaw the revitalization and growth of the coffee subsector. Please welcome Commissioner for Cooperative Development, David Obonyo.
Thank you, Chairman, Mr. Rangat, and your board, the CEO, and your management staff, without forgetting our government officers present, starting with the CCs, chief officers, county directors, the regional in organizations. We have our ICA Africa, Madam Siva, my brother George Obado, CAK, Buena Marube, the NACH chair, can see you present together with the Ketsa, and overall, of course, I forgot my chair of Sastra and the CEO, Peter Njuguna. My old friend, Professor Ngamau, the Vice Chancellor, Cooperative University of Kenya. Where is my left? The rest are ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. So if I have not mentioned your name, obviously you must be either a lady or a gentleman somewhere. I'm very happy once again to be with you here today. I remember we were here last year, near in the same place. And of course I know things have changed since that time. New innovations have come in, new things have come up, and here we are. We have to continue pushing, and life has to continue. Ama namna gani? Si maisha lazima iendelee? Ama imekwama? Why are you Gurumi? Hamjamboni huko nyuma? Na pande hii? You know, the problem with leaders is one. hawapendi kukaa kuongeleshwa, because hata wao wanapenda kuongea. So Chairman, sorry, please readers, forgive us. We have kept you for about an hour also without talking, and I know you like also talking because you are readers, and but maybe probably after this you will have also a chance and an opportunity to talk. And because I can see the mood, I'm not going to read my speech. It's going to be just very, very informal, very brief, so that at least we interact. Unajua hii kisungu mingi, mnane unatuambia hii ni convention. Kati ingine tunaambiwa ni congress. The other time is an ADM. I don't know. Readers, are we really getting the difference? When it is a convention, when it is a congress, when it is a meeting, when it is a workshop, when it is an ADM. You know, a convention is where people of common interest gather and then they share, they chat the way forward. Meaning everybody counts. And that's why you are here. What I want to mention is that this kind of gathering we are having here, this convention, is very key because it is in line with the cooperative principles, whereby cooperatives cooperate. There's cooperation among cooperatives. The other principle is the principle of education and information. So what the union has done is really within the cooperative principles. And I want to mention one thing here. Cooperative is a movement of enterprises. So if you are in a cooperative, you have been elected as a reader or a delegate or a board member, it's good to understand what are the principles, the basic principles of cooperation, and what are the values. And the custodian of the principles and values of cooperatives, right now we have, I can see 4 of the custodians of these principles. And I would like please to stand wherever you are. If you know you are a custodian of the cooperative principles and values, I'm requesting you to stand up. Thank you. So we are the custodian of these principles. And please, let us have them in our hearts. Because that's the only way we can keep our movement focused. Cooperatives in our country has been historical since independence. In 1965, the session of paper number 10 recognized cooperative as a key vehicle of Kenyanizing our economy. And let me remind you that we are not number 1 in Africa by mistake or by accident in terms of cooperatives. It is simply because of the deliberate move that session of paper number 10 that made the government to have a deliberate move of supporting and promoting cooperatives in our country. That's why we are where we are. And because the government recognizes its importance, and our able MD talked about the performance indicators of our cooperatives. He talks about the asset base, he talks about the saving, the loan portfolio. But only thing I want to mention is that you can imagine, you who are seated here, you are contributing over 30%, to be exact, is about at 1% of our national saving. Situjipigie makofi. That 1% is not a mean achievement. It means you have put a lot of effort, a lot of energy, strategy for you to realize and attain that 1%. But still, as our chair, Laguma said, still there is room for us to improve. We can attain much more. And I know when we engage our National Treasury, they believe that still we can do much more than that 1%. What we only need to do is to ensure that the trust and the confidence that members have given us tusitumie vibaya. The retro monies they have given us, let us make sure that it is safe and secure. And that is the main role of government, to create an enabling environment. We have appropriate policies, appropriate legislations, regulations, so that you are able to undertake your activities and attain your goals. As we do that, all of us, we could have grown, we could have developed our countries, we could have increased our, enhanced our employment in our rural areas, urban areas, and also created wealth to ourselves. So as you are here, I'm trying to encourage you as leaders. The positions that you have been given to manage, to oversee the resources from your members, ensure that they are safe and secure. And if you cannot do it appropriately, then the government will come in. That's when Peter Njuguna now will become very powerful. If you want to make him not powerful, do your rightful work. He will never come to you. If he will come to you, he will come for a cup of tea. But if you don't do it right, obviously, you will have to feel the weight. And it may not be all that right. It will be heavy. So one thing I want to mention is that you are aware that the government, we have been very keen on pushing the Cooperative Act to this final enactment. And I'm happy that I can see a few of you. We were together last week when we were engaging the Parliament, both the two houses, to ensure that at least they fast track the enactment of the bill, Cooperative Society Bill, so that we are able to have an aligned legislation that is going to support you, that is going to have a clear delineation of functions between the two levels of government. Because I know a few of you have been taking that opportunity. You know, mnasema hii kazi mara mnasema ni ya commissioner, mara mnasema hii ni ya county, and in between mnafanya mambo ingine. Tunataka kufunga hiyo mfereji so that things are very clear. The county directors, they know their role. Also myself, I know my role. And then we partner to support you. But if you are not doing the right thing, my friend, we will not be friends. Ama namna gani? Umewahi ona askari ametumwa kusika ndugu yake? Do you have brothers who are askaris? Kwa nini mnaogopa? There is something wrong. Are you fearing? Unajua zamani when we used to see a Land Rover, the blue one, hata kama hujafanya makosa unatoroka. Lakini kama if you know you are correct, you are doing the right thing, you don't need to run away. So one thing I want to mention is that our role as government is to support you, is to create an enabling environment. But one of the serious issues, Bwana Chairman, and I wish to mention it here, at times our integrity does not meet the standard. I want you to imagine your brother or your cousin or your sister who might not be all that well privileged like yourself. Kama wale wanafanya kazi ya Sacco. Imagine when he has saved 20,000 over 5 years. Na kazi imeisha, anataka kurudi kwao huko Kisii. And they cannot get a refund of 20,000 from a Sacco, which it took 5 years to save. Are we really doing a service? And imagine these are our brothers. That is how serious it is. When you find somebody coming saying, Commissioner, for the last 2 years, I started applying for a refund of my shares, and it's only less than 100,000 Kenya shillings, and they cannot get back the money. Then where is the confidence? Where is the trust? How are we going to encourage others to join? If the few who has given us their retro savings, we are not able to give it back when they require. The other issue is about you delegates with the issue of dividend and interest. And I may not shy away from mentioning this. Madam Siva, Obado, please, let us go back to the roots. We don't form saccos in order to get dividends and the interest. We form saccos in order to create a platform for saving and also to access affordable credit. If our loans are expensive than what we can get from our brother Marangu here from the bank, then there will be no need for us to join saccos. We can as well go to the bank and access our own. But we are pushing our board members to declare high interest and the dividends to a point that some have decided to be mischievous. They do some creative accounting, you know. You make losses, you end up declaring surplus. You can imagine when you make a loss of 2%, you declare interest at 8%. So what have you done? That's a cumulative loss of 8%. 8%, if you do it for 4 or 5 years, you will find already a half of your deposit has been given back to you. Sasa ukienda kutafuta pesa, hakuna. Most of the inquiries we have undertaken, I've never seen where board members wamekura pesa. Hata kama wamekura, then it must be very small. Pesa ni members wanakura. Lakini how do they do it? wanalipwa in form of dividends which were not there. Now the question arises, do we surcharge the board for the money they have returned to the owners, ama tufanye namna gani? Are you getting my problem? Unaangalia, unaona chairman alikurudishia pesa zako interest at 15%. The only mistake he did, he never told you that he was refunding you the money. So I'm trying to make this statement that some of our saccos, I know they are doing exemplary so good. I mean, need not to mention here some. But I know a number of you are doing so well. But kuna wachache miongoni mwenu. Ile chairman alisema kuna few bad apples somewhere who are spoiling for the rest. And we are not going to sit back and wait to you spoil the good name, the good image when others are doing well. I will not mind to see you paying dividend of even 5% to members, because even banks otherwise they are paying us less than that. But our own interest on loan, we also repay at even below 1%. And by doing that, we would have enabled our members to be able to access even bigger loans so that to improve their livelihood. And that is the essence of a Sacco. Hii mambo ingine ya biashara, tafadhali tuachane. History is going to charge us. And let me tell you and assure you, if you are not doing the right thing, tomorrow somebody will come and they will do the right thing. That's the time when you will realize, and even people will realize, ulikuwa unawadanganya. And what legacy will you have left behind? My sisters and friends, what legacy will you have left behind when somebody will come and turn around things? When you are cheating, people will come to realize you are cheating. Another serious issue. Cooperatives are not companies. In a cooperative, you are the shareholder, you are the client, and at times, you are even the management to a certain extent. That's why our board members in cooperatives and in saccos, they have fairly a grip in cooperative administration more than board members in companies. When you are elected as a chair, the trust of the members is in you. And the person who is responsible is you as a board. The CEOs and other managers, these are skilled people you bring on board to assist you to deal with other issues, especially day-to-day management. But the overall role of governance is bestowed on you as the board. It might be very unfortunate that if you allow your management staff to be the one now controlling your staff. Because they will never be answerable to the members. Because it is you as a board who has been elected to oversee the management of your respective cooperatives. The CEO and his staff, they have a role to play as technical officers, skilled people in various areas, but they are not on top of you as a board member. So at times, it becomes so painful to find that problems are happening in Saccos and you as a board member, you are not aware. Umewahi ona wazazi wako kwa nyumba, kuna watoto, unakuja kuulizwa, unasema mimi sijui, na watoto ni wapi? Najua in Africa, who is the head of a family? Is the father. So it means if your spouse and your children makes mistake, you have to carry the problem. Ama namna gani? Let me give you a story. Why? The other day, one Muse was telling me that, you know, these young children, ni wabaya sana, hawana heshima, wanaongea, wanafaa vibaya. Mimi nikamwambia ni kwa sababu ya teknolojia. Akasema no. You know you are what you are simply because of your parents. It will depend on how your parents brought you up. Lakini sisi tumelea watoto wetu in a way, and now we are complaining. Because we were given these children ambayo hawajui kuongea. Sisi ndio tumewafundisha kuongea, tumewafundisha kutembea. How can we now complain? It means much of it has come from what we have impacted them. The same thing to our cooperatives. Every cooperative I know has a culture. That institution of culture. So please, readers who are present, ensure always you are on top of things. If you miss, you will cut the cross around. Unanielewa hapo? I'm not against the CEOs who are here, but the CEOs, their role is to implement the policies and directions that have been discussed and agreed by the board. And if you are a board member and you feel the business is becoming so complex, don't wait things to go bad. Just step aside, let somebody else come and continue. Let me not miss my words. I know a number of you are aware that your union in the past about 2-3 months has been having some few turbulences, little turbulences here and there. You know, najua wakati wale mlikuja na ndege, wakati mlifika hapa before landing, ulisikia ikiwa unstable. Kama uko umelala, hiyo you must have failed. And that is very normal. Even your union, the last about 2-3 months, it had some few challenges. You are aware. And I want to message, because in cooperative it's all about transparency and accountability. Because if you are not transparent, then the problem is at a later date,
you will be accused of having information na haukupea. This problem, because it came from you, and mainly because of the fund of deposits. Sile mlikuwa mmeweka, wengine mmekubaliana pesa ikae mwaka mbili, wengine mwaka moja, wengine 12 months ndio mpite kulipa dividends, because now your mind is focused on dividends. Na hiyo pesa ikawa na shida. A number of you complained, others to me direct, others even went to Sacco, others could go even to other high offices. And we are not really running away from that. We are trying to understand is. We did our preliminaries, we have found where the problem is, and we are on it. Hiyo tumefanya mbaya ama mzuri? Tumefanya vibaya kupeana painkiller. What we have done, you are going to just administer the painkiller. But eventually, we are going to sort the problem out. Actually, yesterday, before I left the office, I had already gotten submission of expression of interest from auditors, reputable auditors, who will come and look at the books of your union. And probably in the next 1 month, we are going to have a report, comprehensive report. And let me assure you, if there is anybody, anyone who did anything wrong against the values, principles, the law, and even your own bylaws, we will have to follow that person to the pit again. Because we want a sitting in a cooperative to be safe as a sitting in any financial institution. All this we are doing for your own sake and for the sake of the other over 10 million members who have given their money to saccos. And we are not going to relent on that. And it's not only on the union. Even your own sacco, if you know you have done something wrong, please go and correct that before complaint comes out. Tunaelewana? I know Sacco they have information. We will look at that. Kini kama wewe mwenyewe unajua mali sita iko, rekebisha twende mbele. Because we cannot encourage a culture of impunity where members are losing money. Let me tell you, afadhali uibe pesa ya matajiri kuliko kuiba pesa ya maskini. And most of your members ni maskini. They are not like you. So let us please protect those little resources that we have been given. And I would wish, because, and I believe that's not the reason why you are required. I believe that's not the reason. I know people have been calling, wengine mnasema mnataka mkutano. I've stopped the meeting 3 times. Mnasema mnataka mkutano. Eti ya nini tunataka kujua mambo ya union? Sasa nauliza hata mkutano mambo ya union mnatekeleza namna gani? Hakuna bila chairman, bila MD. Kwani mtaongea nini? Who will give you the information? And please, Chair, because I promised these people that you are organizing a meeting in Mombasa for 3 days. save even if you start minutes or 1 hour. In the course of the 3 days, you give them room to ventilate. Ile maswali mlikuwa mnaniuliza mkuja kuuliza hapa. Lakini kama mnajua ilikuwa ni maswali ya porojo, najua hamtauliza. Najua kuna watu wengine wanapenda kuongea behind the curtain. Lakini ukimleta mbele ya watu hawezi kuongea. But if it's a genuine question, I believe the chair will give you an opportunity in the course of our convention here so that we ventilate, we share. Because this union, we cannot afford to let it go down. Let me assure you. The Sacco subsector in Kenya cannot stay without Kusco. So you have a responsibility, you are under obligation to ensure that Kusco is strong and kicking and moving forward. So you know your role. Ama namna gani? Mnajua role yenu? You know, one is a cooperative, that's financial thrift. Because you must support it. You have no obligation. And we as government, you are determined to ensure that Kusco is there and strong. Any little problems here and there, hiyo tuachie, tutamaliza kama serikali. Na nyinyi mfanye mambo yenu. The other issue before I conclude, the Sacco subsector is very competitive. Right now, Chuguna here is regulating over 360 Saccos. And all your Saccos, they have all what it takes. So nataka nyinyi mjiulize, as individual Saccos, what comparative advantage do you have over the others? Otherwise, the future, of course, is bright, but it's going to be very competitive. If you are not creative enough, innovative enough in trying to come up with products and services that resonates well with the needs of members, then chances are you are likely to fall on wayside. So how do you remain competitive? First thing, let us ensure that we mainstream youth and women in our cooperatives. You know, when your board stood here, save for my officer, the rest of you, men, kuna mwanamke. You know, when I used to do sociology, I learned that man will never be human without a woman. I don't know whether you know that. Men are never human unless there is a woman. So you can imagine if you have all men, and you know every man has an ego. He can't, hakuna yule anakuja chini. Who will moderate? Does it mean all these women who are here, you could not get even one? And you women who are here, kazi yenu ni kupiga kura na makofi? Siva, you need to do something. I'm not saying you remove this board here. I'm not saying you remove these men here. But when you also conduct your elections, it's good to pray. Najua tulikuwa tunasoma ya kwamba ukisomesa mtoto msichana Umesomeza nini? Sasa nyinyi, it's something we need to reflect. And unless you are Sacco as youth, in your membership, and in the leadership, then your future is not guaranteed. Because the only guarantee you can get as a Sacco is when you ensure that at least you have a mix of, you have the old people who can bring wisdom, you have the young people who can bring in energy, you have women who can bring in some understanding, and then the Sacco will be holistic. Lakini ikiwa ni sisi wasee peke yao, na sote tuko miaka 60 kama tunakaribia hapo. You know, let me give you an example of a story of a cooperative we had a land buying somewhere, whereby in the board, the youngest person was 80 years. He was 80 years. That was the youngest board member we had. So when I used to go to a meeting as a DCO, I ended up being now become a houseboy. And they like to kuchinja mbuzi. So wakimaliza mimi ndio naanza kuserve. Because how do you allow your grandfather to go and serve and you are here? So also let us brand this. That's the only way we can guarantee our Sacco. I don't want you, chairman, 10 years from now, because you are already 70, and by 80, whether you like it or not, you will not have energy. Of course, you will be alive, but you will not have the energy. Sacco ilale ifunge, kwa sababu hata wewe nguvu ime. Is that what we want? Even when we go to weddings, we wish our children waendelee kusaa. That's when, you know, you will never be successful until you have what? A heir. If you don't have someone who is going to take over from you, you will not successful. Your success only depends on who takes over from you. Na ndio naona hata wale wanasiasa, and my chairman knows, mwanasiasa akitaka kutoka kwa arena lazima akambenie mwingine, because that is the only way to guarantee him that he will. So even us as Sacco leaders, what are we doing to bring on board new, young, energetic people who can take over and take these institutions that we have spent a lot of time and resources to continue even when we are not there. Our cost of operation. How many Saccos here, their expenses are below 25%? Hebu nione mmoja. Madam, hebu simameni. You are from Sacco? Mpige makofi. Hata wewe hapa ni? Okay. Tuwapige makofi. A number of our Saccos, the expenses are 40%. And you know, at times, I'm very keen. Now your expenses are 40%, but I can see you declaring interest and dividend at 12%. Then, you know, you have chairman, your expenses are high, your dividends are high, then how does it arise? Nyinyi ndio wale wengine mnaenda kwa Vincent kuchukua loan, mnaenda kulipa dividend. Wakati wa kulipa dividend, mambo ya loans inasimama. So please, let us work on our expenses. Let us re-engineer our processes to an extent that we are able to reduce cost of operation. And right now technology has come, let us embrace it. Because technology will bring down the cost. And even I believe you are aware that the ministry wants also to amend the Sacco Act so that to bring on board the issue of central liquidity and shared services so that to embrace technology and reduce the cost of our operations. And also, let us try to ensure that we have quality members. That old principle of a cooperative member knowing one another still has not lost its meaning. I'm aware that because every Sacco is looking for numbers, Sacco ya walimu ya chairman wangu hapa, chairman wa KETSA, you find you are seriously looking for boda to join your Sacco. Whereas we have registered several hundreds of boda Saccos. My question has been, wewe kama mwalimu, do you understand the thinking of boda writers? I'm not really bribing him, but it's something I want you to reflect. You as Ukulima Sacco, who has been dealing with agricultural officers, you want to bring in Mama Mbogas. I'm not saying that Mama Mboga cannot join a Sacco, but already we have Mama Mboga Saccos. For them it's very easy. They give you a loan, you don't pay, they come and carry even your house. Of which you as a teacher Sacco you cannot do. Mwalimu hawezi kuonekana anaenda kwa Mama Mboga kuchukua sufuria. Will it happen? A teacher who is respected in the village, yeye ndio anaenda kuchukua, anaingia nyumba ya mabati ya matope kuchukua sufuria kutoka kwa Mama Mboga, they gave 10,000 shillings. You know, there are some things we need to look at it. And let me tell you that as you expand, be very cautious. Look at the quality of the members you are bringing on board and ensure that there are people whom you have some shared interest. And the line of thinking is aligning. You know, I was somewhere and some young men, they were saying, tunataka hiyo pesa. Tunasema kuna pesa, tunasikia iko. Kuna Sacco imetoka Nairobi, imekuja kufungua branch hapa kwetu. Tunataka hiyo pesa. So do you think these people really, they subscribe to the real meaning of joining that Sacco? No. What they want is money. They will take the money and they will run away. So my dear cooperative leaders, I'm very happy I've gotten this chance also of joining you, trying to share. I've given you my thoughts in a very open way, and I believe I've added some value. If I've not added value, please forgive me. But if I've added value, let us continue working together. Together, let us embark on this journey with a renewed vigor and determination. To be guided by the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our collective effort today will pave the way for a stronger, more resilient Sacco movement for now and tomorrow. May God bless you.
Wow. Thank you so much indeed. Makofi nyingine tafadhali. Definitely taking notes as you expand. Be very cautious. Look at the quality of people you bring on board. Asante sana. We celebrate you. And definitely before we close this session, we do have a gift of appreciation for our chief guest. What kind of request that we share that? Asante sana. Kabisa. Of course, with his delegation led by the chairman, Kusco, acting managing director, you're free to leave. We are ready for our first break. Please go ahead.
One request. There is a photo that we want to take here. We had invited our guests, and in the spirit of our theme, and in the spirit of collaboration, and in the spirit of unity, I want to request our guests to come forward. This is Mombasa Declaration. Please, our guests, come forward. CEO Honorable Rekuma, CEO CAK Ketsa, Dr. George Obado, Dr. Sifa, our work partners, and the board to come forward, Mr. Marambu, Acosta Foundation, please come forward, CIC, please come forward. And the board, Chief Officer, I can see Wananoro, Director Rembo, just come forward, please. You can have 5 come down here, and then the rest can be up here. Yeah, some can come down here.
This is the Mombasa Declaration. Makofi yao tafadhali tunapochukua hiyo picha. Asante sana. Excellent. Asante, makofi tafadhali. Sote tusimame tafadhali tukiwapigia makofi. Asante sana. That's the Mombasa Declaration. Thank you so much, Managing Director. Asante sana. Excellent. Naomba tafadhali. Asante sana. Thank you so much. After this, about 30-minute tea break, we have 3 serving points. 3 serving points as you exit through the main exit. We have 3 serving points on that side. 30 minutes, the timer is on. Have the timer roll.